every NBA team's path to a championship. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now we have a team that actually has a better chance. To pull it off, Anthony Edwards has to take over. Not just in the fourth quarter, not just getting some crazy dunks a few times a game. He has to take over from the first second of the game to the last second. And it's possible because he did that in the regular season. How did he do that? By shooting a ton of threes. Anthony Edwards is quietly one of the best three-point scorers in the NBA. Did you know he made more threes than Steph Curry? He has to play selfish, believe it or not. That's the way the Timberwolves can win. If Anthony Edwards plays a little selfish, takes 13 threes a game, and dominates. Now that has to happen or else they have no chance. The key to the puzzle for the Timberwolves has always been Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. When he is locked in and focused, there is nobody in the NBA that's better at defense. The problem is every year in the playoffs, Rudy Gobert gets soft. So Edwards has to take over. Rudy needs to play defense, and the final piece to the puzzle for them actually winning the title is Naz Reid. Last year, he was a devastator in the playoffs. He was nasty. He has to be playoff Naz again. If all those things happen, the Timberwolves can win a title. Next, the Los Angeles Clippers. Absolutely terrifying. Why? Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has won championships. Bro, this guy went to Toronto for 1 year and immediately won a title. Like, it's crazy that he did that. And Kawhi Leonard is having some crazy games against the Nuggets. If the Clippers go ahead and beat the Nuggets, then they play OKC. And they almost beat Oklahoma the last time they played them because Kawhi Leonard has been there. James Harden has been to the conference finals. They have an amazing team. They have plenty of other guys who are playing incredible, but the key, their path, is Kawhi Leonard staying healthy, because here's the problem. He's doing this for the first few games, but he's getting old, guys. Can he do this for 20 games? Can he get to the championship? It's gonna be more than 20 games. In order for the Clippers to win a title, Kawhi Leonard has to continue what he's doing, not just for a few games, but for all the games. And James Harden has to be at his best. The rest of the team is good. The rest of the team has the talent. It all comes down to Kawhi. I'm not gonna make it more complicated than it is. After that, we have the Indiana Pacers. This is interesting. People have written off the Pacers like they have no shot. Oh, bro, I disagree. Obviously, they have to finish off the Bucks, but they are literally dominating the Bucks every time they play them. Really, the playoffs start for the Pacers after round 1, after they beat the Bucks. So how do the Pacers beat the Cavs, beat the Celtics, beat the Thunder, whoever it's gonna be on the West Coast? It all comes down to two things. Tyrese Halliburton on offense. When he is on fire, the offense is on fire. Even if he's not scoring 30 points. Bro, Tyrese can get 15 points and 15 assists, and that's so much better than 30 points. The offense relies on him. He has to keep doing what he's doing to the Bucks the whole series. But that's not enough. The Pacers need a historic playoff series from Miles Turner, because Miles Turner is a defensive machine. He is locking down Giannis in this series. But against the Cavaliers, he has to lock down Evan Mobley. In the regular season, Miles Turner will have some games where he looks like prime Wilt Chamberlain on defense, and he'll have other games where he looks like me on defense, not so good. This is another one of those teams that doesn't have room for mistakes. If they can both play like the stars they are at those positions, they have a chance. Moving on to the Denver Nuggets, we are getting to the teams that really have a great chance at winning a title. The Denver Nuggets, obviously, they already won a title. They have what it takes. This might sound crazy, but okay. Obviously, Jokic has to keep doing what he's doing, but I'm not worried about that. Jamal Murray in the playoffs, he's always good. Russell Westbrook is make or break. When Russell Westbrook is playing great, this team is winning games. But when he's getting 8 turnovers, when he is having terrible plays at the end of the game, they lose. If they're gonna win, it's gonna be with him. If they're gonna lose, it's also gonna be with him. Because the other guys are consistent, bro. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, all of the other key guys on this team are super consistent. Only Russell is not. So their key to victory is Russell Westbrook Number one, locking in. But number two, also knowing his role. This is the most important part. He has to realize right now he is a role player. The Houston Rockets, what an interesting one. The number 2 seed. But they're not number 2 on my list or even top 3 or 5. Why? Because they're young. But hey, we're talking about how they can win, how they can do it. So let me focus on that. The key for the Rockets, and this is really for any young team in the playoffs, is to play like it's the regular season. A lot of young teams, they've been doing the right stuff all season long. And then the playoffs come and then they start playing differently. They start acting out of character and start trying to do too much. And then they fall apart. It's kind of what happened to Oklahoma last year. We were the number 1 seed, but we didn't play the same in the playoffs. The Rockets have to treat it like the regular season. Don't try to reinvent things now in the playoffs. So they have to do that. And Amen Thompson has to be his best on defense. That's what he's known for. He is an amazing defender. Every team they play, if he can take away their best player, that's how the Rockets win. The Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, I'm excited, man. The Lakers are so interesting. Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. Are you kidding me? They are not a defensive team, okay? Luka is not a defensive player. I'm not going to tell you here for them to win that Luka has to start playing elite defense. That's not going to happen. So what do the Lakers have to do? They have to be unbelievable on offense. Luka has to have 50-point games. The offense has to be so dominant that the defensive errors they have, it makes up for it. LeBron, we already know. We already know he's going to do good. He's not the same LeBron, but he's going to do great. Especially in the playoffs, he's ready for this. It comes down to Luka and the role players. Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, who I know he's like a star. He's not a role player, but you know what I mean. The other guys, besides Luka and LeBron. They started winning when all of those guys started to play well. Same thing here. Luka has to go crazy, but those guys, they're not like the Nuggets where I said the role players are all consistent. Not at all. These guys can be inconsistent. That's not the case here. The Lakers need all of those guys, every single one, to stay consistent. Because remember, this team is not strong on defense. So the only way is to go crazy on offense, which is very possible because they have 2 of the best scorers in NBA history on their team. So it's a possibility. Now the top 5 teams, the 5 teams with the best chance to win. Number 5, the New York Knicks. First of all, finish the Pistons, please. Just beat the Pistons before, bro, if you lose to the Pistons, people are gonna make fun of you forever. The Knicks were great last year with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges. They were great. It wasn't enough. This one's pretty simple, guys. It all comes down to Karl Anthony Towns. When he is on fire, is the best player on the Knicks. I know, crazy thing to say, he's better than Jalen Brunson. But I'm not saying that. When he's having a great game, he is the best player on that team. But the other day, when they lost to the Pistons, he had 10 points. Not because he played bad, because they weren't giving him the ball. You can't do that, New York. You have no chance. If you let him score just 10, 15 points a game, you're toast. He is the guy. Because if he has 30 points, 40 points, all of a sudden, Jalen Brunson gets way more open shots. All the other players open up. Having a dominant center like that, who can hit threes, bro, that's the only way. The Golden State Warriors. You might think I'm crazy for having them this high on the list. The Warriors are such a unique team because they are built for the NBA Finals. Steph Curry and Draymond, obviously they've won a ton of titles together. Steph is still playing in his prime. Draymond might win Defensive Player of the Year this season. Jimmy Butler took the trash Miami Heat to the NBA Finals by himself. He is a playoff one of the best playoff players ever in NBA history. So this is actually a terrifying team. So I'm talking all this good stuff, but what's the path? How do they win? If they beat the number 2 seed Rockets, that obviously they have to do that because they have to do that to survive, obviously. But that's gonna give them so much confidence. That's gonna help them realize, oh, this is the real deal. During the regular season, this happens every year, by the way, whatever team Jimmy Butler is on. During the regular season, Jimmy Butler, he doesn't score a ton of points. He just makes the right passes, he plays great defense, and then in the playoffs, he starts scoring 30, 40, even higher than that. He goes crazy. The Warriors have to let Jimmy Butler do that. That is their only shot. If they say, well, you know, Jimmy Butler, keep doing that 10 to 15 points, keep just playing good defense, it's not gonna work. They don't have enough firepower with just Steph. The way the Warriors win a title, legitimately, they have a legitimate chance at this. The way is to let Jimmy Butler be playoff Jimmy. Let him take more shots. Let him score 30, 40. That will let Steph Curry be wide open because you're gonna have to start playing defense on Jimmy Butler. Now it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. A historic regular season. An unbelievable team. But they struggle against the top teams. Because in the NBA, when you play the top teams, your best players have to have great games. You can't just have your role players do great. That's been the Cavaliers' problem. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. For the Cavaliers to win, those guys have to combine for at least 50 points every game. I don't care if 30 is from Donovan Mitchell and 20 from Darius Garland. Bro, I'm not exaggerating. Whenever they do that, like, they win such a high percentage of those games. They are a defensive team. DeAndre Hunter, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, they are defensive monsters. So the Cavaliers' success completely relies, in the playoffs, completely relies on Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. I said minimum 50 points. Like, I really mean minimum. It should be more like 60 points combined. When you see if they win or lose, just look at Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Look at what their stats added up to. They win when those guys combine for enough points. Number 2, the Boston Celtics. Last year's champions. The Celtics have unbelievable talent. They have unbelievable consistency. They already been here. They've been to the NBA Finals. We know they can do this. So what are their keys? They have to stay healthy. Last year, Porzingis got injured and missed one series against the Pacers. The Celtics looked awful without Porzingis. If he goes down, the Celtics are down. They're done. I promise you, they're done without Porzingis. Jason Tatum, he missed a game. For them to win the title, they have to be healthy. They have to stay healthy. And number 2, because I think the Celtics will get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think it will be against the OKC Thunder, Jaylen Brown always plays bad against Oklahoma. It's a big reason Oklahoma has been beating the Celtics this year. In the 3 games they played, Oklahoma beat them in 2. If the Celtics want to win the NBA Finals, they'll get past the Cavaliers. They'll get past these other teams, the Knicks, whoever. If they want to beat the OKC Thunder, Jaylen Brown has to figure it out. How to score against Lou Dort, who's going to be guarding him. The best defender in the NBA, in my opinion. The best defender according to most NBA players' opinions too. But if they want to win the title, Jaylen Brown has to score, because if he's not scoring, if he's locked up, the Celtics fall apart. They are not the same team without Jaylen Brown scoring 20, 25 points a game. And number 1, the team with the best chance to win the NBA Finals, the OKC Thunder. Their defense is historic. Their offense is number 1 in the NBA since the All-Star break. They are experienced this year. This isn't like last year where it's just the first time they were a really good team. Everything's going the right way. Chet Holmgren is getting healthier and playing better. Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, everything is working. What they have done to the Grizzlies is, ooh. But the key to them winning is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because what I've seen early in this series, early in this playoffs, even though the Thunder have been winning by 50 some games, Shai, who I completely believe should be the MVP, he's not been playing like an MVP in the playoffs. He's having some rough games. And that's fine against the Grizzlies. That might even be fine in round 2. But against the Boston Celtics, the Thunder need Shai to be the MVP Shai. The historic season that he just had. They need that version of Shai. Because anything less, and it won't be enough to beat the Celtics. The Celtics are just too good. But the reason I have OKC at number 1, Shai did that all season long. It's only been a few rough games with the Grizzlies. I believe we will see MVP Shai. And I believe the Thunder will win the championship.